Okay, in the last episode I killed a cursed tree, and then I killed... somebody gave me a key, and I came back to Undead Settlement, and killed a Dark Wraith. And now what I want to do is go back to the new place, Road of Sacrifices. Now, unfortunately, this is actually post-commentary because I accidentally had my mic muted. So I'm going to be sort of trying to remember what I was doing here. So I switched back to Magic Weapon because I wanted to test its effect. And so here I've got an enemy, and what I decided to do is test the damage of the Claymore first without any buff, just one-handed. And so that took 3 hits, but it was a little bit hard to tell exactly what the damage was because they were in quick succession. So now what I want to do is just, do hits one at a time. Okay, so each of those were 163 damage. And so now I'm going to try with the magic weapon buff. The same thing, 3 hits. And so there was actually just 2 hits to kill it, doing 181 damage. So 18 additional points of damage come from the magic sword buff. And so now I'm going to try with the frost weapon that I got from the Frost Knight. So the first one was 91, and then I did a backstab, even though I didn't intend to, and the final hit was 92 damage. And I think what I was thinking about there was the fact that there's the additional damage when frostbite hits. So I'm going to try again, this time without doing any backstabs. Right, so there, the third hit did 175. So the normal hits were doing half what the Claymore, when buffed, was doing. But then when the frostbite hit, it did a lot more. Now here, I was considering I could upgrade the frost sword, because I have at least some small titanite, but I was intending the rapier to be my alternate weapon. So I should test the damage it does in a similar situation. This is the first time I'm using the rapier at all in this game. So 51 damage, 52. But as you can see, one of the things the rapier can do is stun lock enemies with sort of the sequence of quick hits. And then the other big thing you can do is you can hit while your shield is up. So It's hard to know what's the best choice. So I think my decision here is just to switch back to the Claymore and then I was thinking about it and decided that I'd actually prefer to have the Magic Shield spell attuned, because Magic Shield is really good when I'm fighting an unknown enemy, and of course all the enemies are unknown to me at this stage, so it's really the one I should have ready to go. And then with one-handed attacks, I do just as much damage as the... two-handed does just as much as one-handed did when buffed. Now here, the first time I came through here, there's 3 guys that are visible, but there was another one that showed up somewhere. Oh yeah, and I noticed this ledge in the distance that I might be able to get to. And so I'm wondering, where is the other guy that surprised me the first time through? Yeah, it turns out he's over here. And the guy on the left doesn't seem to do anything besides scream. To my knowledge, I've never been hit by that purple stuff, even when I tried to. Tried to get hit by it. So here I'm looking for the way down. I can hear there's somebody in that cave. So I can see that there's an item if I drop here. So I want to get that item below me. Taking off my armor will hopefully reduce fall damage. Although I still take a lot. The Brigand Twin Daggers. I forgot to look at the description of that. Yeah, I was surprised here that I I thought I was falling onto a ledge that was just a really small area. I didn't realize it was part of this long path that I could have walked down, so I didn't need to jump down there. And here's this person. So when she first showed up, I noticed that she looked like Mildred from Dark Souls 1, and she's got the butcher knife. And this skill, Sharpen, I think that's what she did. She stopped for a moment and kind of holding the blade in one hand and touching it with her other, sort of swept across it. And then after that, her weapon had like a yellow sparkly effect. So I think that's what actually she was doing. Brigand set. Yeah, and this message is weird. The undead were banished to send a message to populace. I don't understand whether this means that banishing them itself was meant to send a message, or the undead were themselves the messengers. And then how does that relate to the next part? This is a very difficult to interpret message. And all the other armor set, all the other pieces of the Brigand set say the same thing. Just seems to be an ordinary axe. Now another thing, yeah, what I was trying to understand here is, would I be able to survive if I jumped down there? And the thing is that the floor, like it looks like the floor, the ground is not that far away. Doesn't even look like it's any further than the distance I just fell. However, the foliage down there is so dense that if I were walking around on the ground, the camera would always be sort of behind leaves. Like you wouldn't be able to see anything just because of how dense the leaves are. So, and of course you can't see any items. So based on that, I decided that that would be death, and therefore I should not try to drop here. So I can still hear those guys above. I was trying to figure out where I dropped down from. Not really sure how I... Because the ledge here is not where I drop down to the next one. Okay, well, time to move forward. Now the second guy is obviously moving, but I can see that the first guy, the closer guy, is also moving a little bit. It's weird how it seems like their wings like burst out of their body with like blood coming out as well, as if they've never done this before in their entire lives. And of course it's convenient that they spend so much time doing that you can easily go hit them. And here I'm wondering about that ledge on the left and also this like raised little rock or something. It seems like I might be able to jump to it, but I don't see an item. And from this angle, it looks like it would be too far to jump. Even if I was on that ledge to the left. This is now down below. At the base of that thing. It sounds like there's somebody above me, but I can't see anyone. That idiot's just screaming and casting purple stuff. So, I'm just gonna fight these guys. Now, this is really dangerous, because I can roll off that bridge. So, gotta move back. Confirming that would be death down there. Turns out that guy can throw fireballs. Right, and during that fight I was trying to pay attention to whether I was gaining any health with this ring. And it does not appear that I was, or if I was, it was such a small amount as to not be significant. Now the reason I went across there in the first place was just to shut that guy up so I could finish exploring this side of the bridge. So I've already checked up here and there's no place to go. I can't seem to get onto the ledge from here. So it looks like maybe if I could get up and to the left, there might be an opening that I could come through that way, and then down along that ledge. And this opening doesn't have a gate that's going to trap me. Looks like maybe there's space up there. Oh, but there's a bonfire. And there's a couple people next to it. Something died somewhere. So the guy on the left is sitting. And it's unusual for enemies to be sitting unless they're sort of... like, I don't know, sometimes enemies are cowering or seem to be visibly in pain. For someone to be calmly sitting usually means that they're not an enemy. I decided to heal up even though I wanted to see if the ring was doing anything, just because I don't need to be testing that when fighting two enemies. See if they'll let me light this bonfire. He looks like Oscar from Dark Souls 1.
Oh, hello. How do you do? I'm Anri of Astora, unkindled like you. This is Horace, a friend and travelling companion. Are you too in search of the Lords of Cinder?
Maybe.
We're well along the road of sacrifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Farron Keep, home of the Undead Legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the cathedral, home of the grim Aldrich. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way. Oh, yes, Horace. He's not very talkative, but don't think ill of him. He is an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago. We are well along the road beyond the flood. We may the next may the
So this is how you join Blue Sentinels. And the idea, as I understand it, is that if you're a Blue Sentinel, then you might get summoned to help somebody else who's being invaded. During Dark Souls 2, I was a member of Way of Blue for basically the whole game, because I never switched, and you essentially start that way. And I got invaded several times, but no one ever showed up to help. And I think either there weren't enough people in the Blue Sentinels, or just the mechanism was bugged. So now I'm looking again to see if there's a way to get up onto that ledge from here, and there does not appear to be. So I'm going to go back and look again at my options for dropping down. So this is one possibility. The trouble is it's hard to judge the distance, and I don't know how fall damage works in this game. Something I want to try to remember to do is, back in Firelink, do some drop damage tests so that I can know, like, first of all, does it matter what armor I'm wearing, and then, you know, how does damage vary with distance. Over here, it looks like if I were to drop, I would miss the ledge. And here, it looks like maybe I could make it by jumping, but jumps are so squirrely in this game that I don't want to risk that. And over on this side, there doesn't seem to be any place to drop. So I'm going to go ahead and drop, but I'll take off my heavy equipment first, since I think from the previous drops I've done, I do take less damage, but I'm still not really sure about that. Okay, and that was not too bad. It's less damage than I expected to take. So let's put the equipment back on. And since that dog is not aggroed yet, I'm gonna first just check back this way. And it looks like maybe I could have dropped here instead of where I did, and that looks like a shorter drop. So I thought I looked around for all the places I could drop, and I somehow missed that. So if I have to do this again, I'll try dropping on back there on the left side. Now I've taken some damage, and I'm wearing this ring, so I'm going to try to pay attention to whether I'm regenerating health when this thing attacks. Oh, and then he's spitting something. And here he jumped on me or something. Got lucky there. So, what is this purple stuff? I certainly didn't expect to have any trouble with those dogs. So based on this, I think that was poison. So that would be the first enemies who had poisoned me that I remember in this game. They also clearly had more health than dogs have in the past, since they didn't die in one hit. And in all that commotion, I didn't I didn't see my health moving in response to hits I was doing, but I could have missed it. Morn's Ring. Boosts miracles. So maybe you could like put this on before healing if using the healing spell to improve sustain. Braille Divine Tome of Kareem. So this is exactly what Irina was asking for. It's sort of absurd that such a thing even exists. I mean, this is like fantasy medieval, so I guess everybody can be literate if they want them to, but in addition for there to be books in Braille seems rather far-fetched. And so that seems to be all that was down here. Just drop down, a couple dogs, grab a ring, grab a book, and then up here looked, when I was standing on the bridge, looked like the way out. I still have yet to find any secret doors in Dark Souls 3. I guess I'm just not looking in the right places. Okay, so I think that completes exploration of everything that's behind this bonfire. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the bonfire and go back and level up. Now this looks like somebody new. Crestfallen is once again absent, but this person's here now.
You're an unkindled, aren't you?
I guess.
I am Cirrus, of the Sunless Realms, former servant of the divinity. Duties we each bear, but one's duty is a solitary affair. I doubt we've much to gain from fraternization. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Why are you here?
I doubt we've much to blessing. Welcome, husband.
Well, let's just level up.
Very well. Then Tuthaken.
It's still the case that strength increases damage the most, so that's what I'm doing.
Farewell, I should make.
And now let's go back to Road of Sacrifices. So that looks like the bridge that I got to after leaving High Wall. So that's Lothric, I think. And then there's the broken bridge, and I can see the dragon that's sort of hanging off the edge. And that tower right above my head, I think, is where the winged demons dropped me. But that tower had a staircase heading down toward the gate, and it seems like I should be able to see that staircase because the demons dropped me right at the top, and then I immediately started walking. So I think there's something wrong with this model and that it doesn't have the staircase. And it also seems like, you know, it looks like this bridge continues to the right for quite some distance, whereas the gate really should be just where this kind of second tower structure is, and then right beyond that was the town. So in a couple of respects, I think this model of the bridge is not consistent with the level when I was actually there. So here it seems like we've got some new kind of enemy. It's doing a lot of moaning. Trying to position the camera to see if there's an item on the other side of that rock without falling off. Saw me. I wanted to... Yuck. I wanted to have a chance to position the camera on the other side so I could get a look at him. I didn't mean to alert him. It's sort of amusing that I have to get a certain... like, because the camera's a certain distance from me, so that means I have to get a certain distance with it too close to him to be able to see him. I forgot to unmute my mic. Okay, so... shoot, I just did a bunch of stuff without commentary. I guess I'll have to do post-commentary when I'm done. Anyway, okay, so there's these little enemies with trees or spears or something, and then there's another bone dog, which I now know to be pretty dangerous. Those look like a mushroom. Yeah. Mushroom children. Oh, there's more right here. No, these are... I don't know. They look like the mushroom things. They look like a mix of two enemies. Like the mushroom thing and then the turtle. Wait, what are the... Those guys look like they were... What is going on? I see. That guy's like drawing or something. I think these guys' main purpose is to punish you if you spend too much time hiding behind your shield. Because they charged at me, I blocked one, the other simply missed or was out of range, but it took more than half my stamina, meaning a second hit would have broken my guard. Nasty. Now, see, in previous Dark Souls games, pretty much any water always was death. Oh, there's a crab. Oh, there's a big crab. Now these things are walking around as if the water isn't very deep. Seem to be able to turn very quickly. I definitely like this natural environment. It's a very nice change of pace from all the castles. And I'd love to go out in that swamp. The thing is, these games tend to not provide a good way to know how deep the water is, so I think it's trial and error. Oh, that's right. These were in Dark Souls 2. They break your equipment. They break your equipment if you allow them to emit their little orange goo. Well, they're giving me a lot of upgrade materials. But no large shards, which is what I need. So wait, did I walk past that guy and he didn't do anything? Confused. I thought I came by all these guys. Oh. Okay, I'm lost. Where did I... That's where I came in. Oh, I see. I went further left. Maybe. I see. Yeah, okay. I went further left. That's why I didn't passed by these guys. Twin Dragon Great Shield. Sort of interested to see if this will... He's just doing the same stuff that the dogs have always done. Curious to see if he was going to poison me or do something else. Because I thought the dog that jumped on me a while back did so despite the fact that I was holding my shield up. Oops. I wanted to look at this shield. There we go. Lightest of all great shields. Shield bash. But it's only 84 physical. I think the version of this in Dark Souls 2 had at least 90% physical. Whoops. I want to use it a little bit just to get comfortable with it. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Right, it's a lot heavier. 4.5 versus 7. Okay, we'll take off the hat. Okay. Because my thinking is this type of shield is really good for fighting bosses, at least at first. Is that a bonfire? Yes. Because they'll chew through your stamina much more slowly than when using a regular shield. Now, with only 84% reduction, they'll chew through health, which is not ideal. I'd like to aggro one of these and let him hit me. Yeah, okay. With my other shield, when... let me just demonstrate that. Oops. This. So with this shield, when I block... summon sign. Here, come here. Hit me. This shall take more than half... oh. This should take more than half of my stamina. Oh. I see. Okay, it was the single hit that I was expecting to do, and I guess it only took half of my stamina. Okay. Let me put this other shield on just a little bit longer. What is this? This is a mad phantom. Will you still summon it? Okay, so I think the idea is that DS2 had... oh, there I can see what it looks like. DS2 had PvP summon signs where they were red, and be summoning somebody for a duel. And here, this one's purple. Of course, I'm offline, so that's going to be an NPC. Look at this thing. Okay. So I'd like to fight that, but I don't know where I can stand. And so before I do that, I want to go back and see about this Mad Phantom. I think I will go ahead and... yeah, I'll pop a healing first. Try to fight him with this shield equipped. Oh, Holy Knight Hodrick! He's gonna do a thing. He tried to parry me, and I don't know why he failed. It looked like, to me, his timing was right. Whoa! He broke my guard, and I'm dead. Wow. Damn. You know, I thought it would be fine, because I thought this shield was strong enough to protect me. Just intending to clear out this area. Obviously not doing a very good job. Oh. Let's see. Well, apparently I'm poisoned. Good news. Okay, so I'm going to, if I can find it, set up the bonfire again to get rid of this poison. I was just trying to clear the area so I didn't get pushed into other enemies while fighting that guy. The thing is, I can't fight him. I think I can't fight him until I emberify again. Alright, I'm gonna put my other shield back. This doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. Let's go for a rematch. I think I will buff my shield this time. Damn! Oh. When you... I can't... The openings are... Oh, that's power within. Oh, and now he's healing over there. Okay. I gotcha. So now he's completely healed up. Oh, he went for a parry. Ah! Oh! Ah, he's got that roll. Alright, I'm out of Estus now. Why did that... Well, what I expected to be the second to last hit somehow didn't chain into the actual last hit. Well, Luther all my Estus. Obviously he made me burn an ember. But, yeah, he's tough, because he's... First of all, I don't know what to do when he's doing this. Like... That's a thing he can do. As is that. And other than sort of rolling through them, or attempting to, and he often will then follow up, I don't know what to do. Like, can I parry either of those? So that's still, I guess, my biggest issue with fighting, you know, people like me, sword and shield people, is what to do about this. Okay, well, I am going to cut this here. I need to get more Estus and level up, so in the next episode I will do that, and then I think I'll try and see about this crab.